Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Now, for those of you who can recall, we did a show detailing the advances and things that went on dealing with rappers here in the state of Texas, and how Texas is on the move, and how at once upon a time people focus on the divisions, and now younger rappers are trying to unite, and they are actually promoting each other. So tonight I have a guest on the show, brother by the name of Marcus Mud. He's been in the industry, I should say, going back to the 80s, with Carpet Tone Conspiracy, Red Rum. You may know him as names such as Black Mark, Marcus Mud. You know what I mean? Been putting it down. He's in Everyday People, the movie 4. He's in the movie industry. Hell of an editor. Like to welcome him to the show. What's going on, brother Marcus?
Shalom, brother. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good, brother, man. I can't complain, man. Actually, well, one reason I'm doing good, man, because I got you editor. You on the edit and I'm down with A-Tone Production. For those, yeah, you know what I mean. Who's seen the pictures and whatnot, man? We putting it down, man. You know, this brother been in the music industry so long to where he's in sync with, I'd say, frequency and rhythm and the science of music. So everything is on time, meaning including the beat and what he does coming out of his third eye. You know what I mean? For my metaphysics people. But so for first, I want to get into your latest projects. I know you got Blade, Cold Turkey.
Yes, sir.
And you got some more you working on?
Yeah. So Blade is our fan film, our franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so where we delve into the source material of the Blade character himself.
Right.
So but we're having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
And
No, but I say Blade is, but see, Blade is deeper than what a lot of people may understand. They see on the surface as far as, you know, he's a day walker and he attacks vampires.
Yes, sir.
But in the metaphysical lessons in Blade, break a little bit of that down, and including the musical aspect of Blade, so people can understand that this Blade movie is deeper than just a movie.
Right. Well, Blade, as we know, his second name is Daywalker. People refer to him as a Daywalker. That means that he can move around in the day and the night. So he has eyesight during the day, during the night. He has eyesight to look into the good and the evil of the minds and the blood of the people, for all the Blade fans out there. So first, before I like to talk about what we're doing, I have to say that you have to not associate what we're doing with our good brother, our great brother, Wesley Snipes, because Wesley Snipes, he pretty much put his stamp on that character so well that when you say Blade, you mention Blade, the only thing you think of is Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is a brilliant brother. He did way more things than Blade that I commend him for. I celebrate him for. Mm-hmm. But Blade is actually a deeper character than what the movie back in the late 80s portrayed.
Right, and that's what we talking about, bro. But
right.
Hold that point and then go back to it. And the reason why is because in today's time, young people are getting more involved into the the hidden, or what they call the occult, or metaphysics, or some would say magic or whatnot, and they want to go to the foundation of Blade, not the per se Hollywood where they just touch bases with it, but you actually delve into a deeper meaning.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Hollywood, they're gonna always touch on it a little bit, but they do it so much in plain sight that you look straight over it and you just want to be entertained.
Right.
But each time, it seems like each one of the movies in that trilogy, they were always after the man's blood, and they wanted his lifeline. They wanted to suck the blood. They wanted to leech off of him. They wanted to drain his life, steal his birthright and his identity, use his powers to walk in the day and the night, because vampires can't do that.
Yeah.
Vampires,
Oh, no, I'm going to say, no wonder we walking around here tired, but keep going.
Right. So, in order for them to be a superior species in the realm of life, they have to take Blade's blood. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
However, whatever means necessary, and that's what we try to capture in our fan film, which turns out to be right now, at this point, a feature-length film. And, Allah knows best.
Yes.
So, we have a chance to get off into a whole lot of those details and kind of put it onto the screen for everybody to see.
Yeah, because we know that there's knowledge in film, and you can use that film for good or for evil. And I just like to commend directors, especially coming out of Houston, directors such as yourself, who would take time and care to deliver a film and its message delicate, and put it in a manner to where it could be understood by the youth and, by those that's watching it. And, because you have to take time to get the message across.
Right.
And
what we're doing, we're not lost on the fact that we have to entertain, and it is very entertaining. We got some top-notch type of action going on. We get into the actual characters of the characters. And but we let you have it. We're gonna tell you some things about what's really going on in life, and I think that's the best entertainment that you can have, is when you walk away from the screen edified and you have something to talk about and discuss that pertains to your actual life. And I try to take that, going from my music background, try to take that to the screen. Okay. And so it was kind of a go ahead, bro.
No, bro, I'm listening. It was.
I was just gonna say. It was kind of a smooth transition from music over into film for myself.
Okay, right. It's a similarity.
Yes, it's very similar.
Okay. Okay. The mathematics and whatnot, I can understand that. Timing. Okay.
Right, and the editing and the frequencies and the layers, and one genre has vision. I mean, it has optics, and then the other one has where you have to just depend on sound. Now, depending on how you look at it, one is more powerful than the other. One with the optics and one with the vision give it to you, and it goes straight to your mind, goes straight to your consciousness. The other one, you have to kind of use your own imagination. Think about that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When you start using your own imagination based on something that somebody just hand you, it's a suggestion, and it's kind of dangerous because that's the way Satan works. Satan can suggest something to you and let you fix it up in your own head. Next thing you know, you're doing somebody else's bidding, and that goes for good and evil, So we just have to be mindful of what's going on in this media. We have to be mindful of what's going on secular radio, secular television, secular this, secular that, medicine, whatever field of endeavor that you're involved in. You got to pay attention to what's so accessible to everyone in the public.
Yeah, because it's accessible for a reason.
It's accessible for a reason.
Yes, sir. They might throw it out there and see who gonna pick up the trap. Who they gonna catch in they trap today? Gonna go check their traps and see who they got in there.
Right.
You know, me and a friend of mine was just talking yesterday about how they push a food source that is non-nutritional within the inner city, as far as, you know, the Cheetos and the nacho cheese on it and the hot sauce on the chips, but they don't push nutrition as far as vegetables and, you know, healthy meats and whatnot. And sometimes the people don't see how it's affecting their health, because health education is not prevalent. And so you finding younger and younger men, especially black men, dying of heart attacks.
Right. And that wasn't in our community for forever. All of a sudden now we got heart attacks and we got cancer and we got this and we got that. That was never associated with the black community. But now it is, you know, so we have to do something about it.
You got to do something about that. That's the health, right? Now let me ask you this, and this just is a theory. And then we'll get into carpet tone conspiracy. But this is a theory of mine. Can frequency also affect the health of a person?
Absolutely, because you know how they say laughter is the best medicine.
Right.
Well, something has to make you laugh. So the thing is, if you can think certain thoughts and you can maintain those thoughts, it will affect your body physically through your neurological system.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because your mind communicates with your body through your neurological system. Every organ and every muscle in your body is connected to a nerve. So your mind, your brain, is communicating with your body.
Right.
So if your brain is constantly thinking a certain way, your body is going to be affected by that.
Come on.
So if you fed the wrong, like if you go in any store, any grocery store, especially the dollar stores that's in the community, which we almost have accepted as grocery stores in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You go in the dollar store and you look on the counter, you can't find any of those items on the counter without monoglyceride this and preservative that.
Mm-hmm.
And you go into the aisle and you go get you what you think is a nutritional snack. It's the same, just like if you was on the aisle with the candy or with the cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's all made with the same preservatives and the additives. So we have to be mindful of that. Yeah. If we constantly eating that way, then your body is going to act in accord with what you're eating, because, like they say, you are what you eat.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
If your health is bad, it's going to affect your mind. You're not going to feel good. You're not going to feel right. It's going to give you a bad attitude.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now you got a bad attitude. You're upsetting yourself. You're upsetting your neighbor. And your neighbor going to get that back to you. Yeah, you know, it's a recipe for chaos. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended.
Right, but true. Be at each other's throats, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but here, the evidence speaks for itself. Now,
yes, sir.
Now, carpet tone conspiracy, bro. See, a lot of people don't know how the carpet tone conspiracy start. They were right in the mix when the rap wave was hitting Houston. They were right in the mix of that. It was Marcus Mud. You had Jerry or Pop, which now known as Muhammad 2G. You had KC, now it's KC the OG. You had JP, the brother Funky Relations. But that was it, right?
That was a core four, yes, sir.
That was the core four, and you all was making noise. And for those of you, we touched base on this in Everyday People Part 1. But the City Under, what was it?
City Under Siege.
City Under Siege had the theme music.
Uh-huh.
coming up. So you all were headed towards great success because your sound was prevalent for Texas, because you had the song What You Know About Texas, right?
Right.
Jamming. People were on that wave, but can you expound on the time, because you were out before a lot of rappers that people may hear, but matter of fact, the great unknown groups were that was B2 Omega, Royal Flush, and Colblac Conspiracy.
Right.
In the mix.
What was funny was, what a lot of people don't know is that Colblac Conspiracy and UGK, Underground Kings, were in the same rap contest for a record deal along with Street Military. And Street Military and Colblac Conspiracy went second to UGK. UGK got the deal. And at that point in time, I mean, we all were sort of in the same community of musicians. And so we kind of all went in separate ways, yet we were still connected because of the area that we all came from is the same. So we kept it real like that. Soon after that, the era of dancing came in real hard, real strong, where your song had to be at a certain tempo, it had to have a certain pop to it, and it had to have certain flash to where you can do a disco move. And there's nothing wrong with that, because in every genre you got a different style, different method, different approach to that genre. And we should all appreciate that, and respect that and enjoy it. Right. I mean, that's what makes each individual an individual, because there's another individual standing next to you. Okay. And now you can say you're an individual because y'all two ain't exactly alike. So now we have something to appreciate from the God, because God gave him this and the God gave him that. Come on. So, but the puppet masters will come along and say, hey, we see these differences as a way that we can keep these individuals separate. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with being an individual? Right. The only thing wrong with being an individual is what somebody told you was wrong with it, which is that you are not exactly the same. And since you're not, you shouldn't be together. You shouldn't work together. You shouldn't be on the same team. You shouldn't be in the same lane, because you're individuals. Well, I mean, we're going to be individuals anyway. You can't stop that. Right. So I believe that we were created to be individuals so that we can have appreciation for being individuals, not allow somebody to come along and say, hey, well, you shouldn't like him because he's this way and you that way. Mm-hmm. So rap music split in so many different ways for a reason, and that was something to love and appreciate, because we got Hammer, we got Chuck D and Public Enemy. Come on. We got these boys over here doing this like this. We got Down South doing it like that. Come on. But all of a sudden now we got to go to war with each other because we got differences. Yeah. And that's that to me. That's that old Mandingo fighter theory. You two blacks, y'all got to fight each other to entertain the aristocrats. Right. They need entertainment. So like with Hammer, the James Brown said that Hammer was the only one that paid him for his samples, his music. And everybody was dissing Hammer. It's like I said, why you dissing Hammer? Hammer paying these folks, man. Hammer trying to look out for the hood. You had Too Short come out against Hammer and other people, which is, I mean, let's stay right, but you're right. You creating division, but like you said, let Hammer be Hammer, because Hammer was making money. He was on stage doing his thing, but yeah. I couldn't do what Hammer was doing. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Man, somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. He bringing the James Brown in rap. Yeah. And from what I understand, he's feeding half the neighborhood. So you can't be mad at the man for being, as a person, as an individual.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we not carbon copy, man. It's your neighborhood, my neighborhood, different neighborhoods. But when we walk outside our house, step outside our door, we are individuals. We came on this planet by ourselves, and like I stated, God don't make two snowflakes the same.
Right.
But you're right. So we are not. We do. I don't want to use the term hate to say that we hate each other so much that we can't recognize the God within us. I just like to say, well, maybe there's some blinders that's been put over our eyes to where we can't recognize the God in our brothers or sisters or, the next individual. We don't see their worth. But then again, if you don't see the worth within you, I guess you can't see the worth in nobody else. So you're going to keep fighting and chaos going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's learned, it's taught and learned behavior. You know, we didn't, you don't, that's not our nature. It's not a natural way of being for us. It was taught and we learned it very well. Mm-hmm. We're great students of Willie Lynch. Mm-hmm. And we perpetuate his lessons in our everyday lives. Mm-hmm. Even before we approach another black man or black woman, we look in the mirror and there's something about what you see in the mirror that you don't like. So when you hit the streets, you're going to get that black man and that black woman a problem. Mm-hmm. You know, somebody told me and us that our skin color was a problem. Mm-hmm. And they've been telling us that for as many years as we've been on the planet. You know, so after a while, you say a lie enough times, people start believing it. Mm-hmm. And even if you don't believe it, you still got to deal with the rest of society believing it. Mm-hmm. You still got to walk out the door and face those challenges and overcome all those odds that other people can't even fathom in their lives. Yeah. And they got this going and they got that going, and all of a sudden you lazy or you this or you that. But how can a lazy people be lazy when they were brought over here to build a country that is like a big titty, and people come from all over the planet to suck on this titty, but we were the ones that made the titty.
Yeah, come on.
But all of a sudden, since we were let go off the plantation and wasn't able to be forced to do these deeds anymore, all of a sudden we ain't no good.
Right.
Okay, fine, we ain't no good. No. We go ahead and get to ourselves and try to figure it out without without being providing any treatment for the effects of 400 years of trauma.
Come on.
We go ahead and try to figure it out on our own, build up a Black Wall Street, and then it gets mowed down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So that tells us there's something about our nature and tells us something about the nature of, hey, yeah, people that don't like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. How can we learn what is an American or how to be an American when our first examples was the oppressor or the colonizer or some say slave master?
What?
And then who is the orator or who is the example of an American? It's different up north. It's different down south. You had some slave owners who was just crooked business owners and was straight robbers. So his slaves learned from him. Well, maybe this is what America is. I got to rob everybody. That's how the slave master doing it. You know, you got this slave master might did it a certain way. You know, he might have been a pimp or something. The slaves like, well, maybe is this America? You know, it was never really defined what an American was. When you look at the actions, what these you got men saying every man is created equal, but yeah, you got a 3/5 on a black man. Then at the same, and the funny part about it is, at the same time, these slaves or who's passing down this information down to generations and their children of what they learning how to be. And you got these slave masters just outright killing black folk, having picnics, pick a nigga, kill him, got children watching and eating food like they at a theater, they saying, "Damn, is this America?" You know,
and that wasn't that many generations ago.
no,
And see, now we got to deal with it now, and it's like don't pay attention to what happened in the past. That's in the past and that's over with. But we got a certain segment of the population that benefits from it, and a certain segment that's still under a whole bunch of difficulty and trials and tribulations behind it right now today. So we can't too much ignore what was untaught, what was never untaught. It was taught, it was perpetuated, it was stopped, but it was never untaught.
Right.
And then if we got to deal with a society of that's being led by deceivers,
right,
and make laws and fix up statutes and this limitation over here and their rule over there, but they are not governed by the rules and the laws and the statutes themselves.
Right.
And it's proof of it because as soon as you inaugurate the top man of the plan of this place,
yeah,
he put his hand on the Bible, he followed nothing in it.
Right.
Right.
You're right. Cause
he can say he does, and he can go to church, and
yeah,
he can even mention the name of God, but his actions obviously is something different. If you look at regime change all over the planet, if you look at the way they allow certain segment of the population to get gunned down and shot down, and nobody's held accountable for it, they're excused and given a vacation, a paid vacation for doing things like this. So that just encourages them. So, I mean, it's to the point where, hey, people have to start being natural. What's the natural thing to do in a situation like this?
Well, it was on CBS News had reported that the racist groups in America has killed more Americans than what they deemed as Muslim terrorists or any other terrorist group in the world. The domestic racists killed more Americans than anybody, and they put that 74%. They put their statistics on CBS News, and I'm like, wow,
I read that.
The whole world looking at this, but the solution to it never came up. The solution, even how to deal with that. Do you monitor them? Where's the agents and the Secret Service and these different organizations? Do they have a rap sheet on these guys? Do they have a profile on them? Are they looking into them? Or do they code? Are they into their organization? How can this go on for these many years when every American tax dollars are used to fund these organizations, but yet they not looking at them as people like it's impossible. You got stats that's showing you where the problem at, and you ain't doing
because nothing. No, they're not, because they're too busy creating stuff like black identity terrorists and things like that, trying to pass these sort of laws to where if you speak too much about being black or you identify with yourself too much and you're too much pro-black, and all of a sudden they can categorize you as a terrorist, a domestic terrorist. That's what they're doing. And not worried about people that's running into these churches and these schools shooting people up with AR or automatic assault rifles.
Right. But they fail to realize is the more pro-black you are, the more beneficial you are to this country because you know yourself and you know who you are. So that gives confidence and you can move. But when you walking around with amnesia, no telling what you might do. They should support and have these classes in colleges and you know what I mean, and promote it.
They really should. But at the same time, it would make us equal in society, and that kind of it goes against what they really would like to be doing. But a person who knows himself is civilized. A person that just keeps from knowing himself is going to be uncivilized. And which one you want in society? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That should be a gimme.
That should be a gimme.
Plus, I'm sorry, man. Melanin versus non-melanin. How you gonna equalize that?
Well, there's no equal to it.
So might as well just let it go and let's get along and enjoy life. or it is what it is, and maybe black folks just haven't accepted, or maybe we. But I'm sorry, man. No, we are waiting one day for them to accept us and treat us as an equal. We do things for their acceptance. We want the acceptance. We want to prove that we are right and y'all can come and love us. But damn, you know what I mean? We'll be back in just.
You have reached the voicemail box of...
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we pick up. Hold on, I'm turning it back on.
Well, it's hard to love somebody like that, because if the person can't love himself, then it's hard to even trust them. You can't love somebody you can't trust. I mean, it's just mathematics.
Well, so is that then that, or so are we still suffering from? Sister Jasmine described it, and Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, was saying that we suffer from post-traumatic slavery disorder.
Definitely, absolutely.
But the thing,
no doubt about it.
No doubt. But the thing about it is, though, Brother Mark, what gets me is is it been put on us so hard to where we can't escape it, because it's taking too long for us to get out from up under the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not. This is my theory, so this is me talking. This is Colblac talk. This is not Brother Marcus Mud thoughts. But I'm thinking seriously, because I don't want to get you jammed up in my thoughts, bro. You know what I mean? This is me talking. I feel like, man, I'm sorry to say that some kind of way, man, it seems to me that they keep using the church as a catalyst to send the frequency, the wave, or the message through the church to the people to keep them docile or keep them believing in the slave narrative. I be hearing some of the stuff that these preachers and look, man, I went somewhere, and I don't want to say what the event was, in Houston in 2018, right? I look up, and there was a white Jesus on the wall, and everybody in there was black. And man, I almost just threw sand on the floor and started tap dancing. Fuck it, I'm in it. I done lost it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could have, wave my hand, do my tap dance act, and goddamn, they done set me back to the year 1740 some shit. And they looking around, and I'm like, man, all I heard in my head was, get out. I had to get out. I couldn't believe it. I'm looking around like, man, y'all don't see this shit. They leave me like I'm crazy. You know what I mean? It was like, I thought they were feeling, man, I don't know what they were. I thought they was working something on me, man. They were finna make me bow down this white Jesus. And they finna all come tie me up and jump on me. So I had to get out of there, but I'm like, God damn, man, we still dead?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. With all the technology, with all the knowledge out here, with the revelation going around, with the message and the minister, and the examples that you have in front of, with Martin Luther King, with Malcolm X, with Marcus Garvey, with Noble Drew Ali, with this brother, that brother, this man, that man, this sister, that sister. Man, we still there, man.
I'm floored, bro.
Still there.
I'm just floored, man. You know, hey, bro.
That's the hurtful, sad reality.
Man.
We still here, bro. We still here. You know, which means we got work to do.
Right. That's what I want to get to. I gotta commend brothers like yourself because within your lyrics, within your music, to take the time, the care to keep that pulse vibrating, so everybody just won't tune out and just go to sleep. They won't drink the Kool-Aid. You got a power surge that's shooting them votes in you. That's and I commend everybody that's doing that to keep the people awake. It's like that movie, man. Don't go to sleep, man. Y'all don't go to sleep. Because once you go to sleep, they got you. You never wake up. You gone. It's over with. You ain't coming back. That's just the end of it. Don't go to sleep. Stay woke. I know you like to jam a certain type of frequencies within music. That's fine, but you gotta mix some positive in us, some consciousness in us. You gotta check out some Marcus Mud. You gotta listen to some Colblac. You gotta hear some K Reno. You gotta hear some of these brothers out there that's dropping some what they call conscious music or knowledge within the rap music to stay woke, man. Because that's your final call. Once you don't get that. And you just gonna give in and fall asleep. It's gonna take somebody that loves you that much to put that grip on you to stand you up. But it's so many laying around all over. Can you get to everybody in time?
Well, that's what God is. That's what God is, bro.
Uh-huh.
That's the only thing that set God apart from us and everybody else is that God can reach everybody. That's what it means to be God.
Come on.
And God visited us.
Right.
And with the master grip, all we got to do is hold on, man.
Just hold on, huh?
It's a process.
Yeah.
Everybody got to get in mind that God is some kind of magician,
right,
or ghost. And it's like voila, it don't work like that.
Right.
It took eons to create this universe.
Come on.
And it takes time and it takes a process to resurrect.
Okay.
And to redeem. So we just gotta hold on, man. And yes, we have people sitting behind the mixing board, dialing things up. They'll put certain frequencies and certain timing into our minds that will make us do things that are not conducive to a positive life, and will be destructive to life. But we have a responsibility as quote-unquote consumers to reject some of that crap, or a lot of that crap, and to accept what's positive, like you just saying. We got positive things out there. You know, we got clean glasses, and we got dirty glasses. And we got choices as individuals and as people with the God essence in them. You have options and you have the ability to choose. Mm-hmm. You have a will.
Right.
And God has a will. If your will don't really match up to what God's will is, then do the math.
Yeah.
You're having trouble.
Because you didn't create yourself.
You didn't create yourself. You got to look at the manual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to for real. Get some instructions.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, man, that's where it's at, right? Very Quick Radio, brother. We appreciate having you on the show, and we have to pick this back up at a later date because there's so much going on. But the people need this knowledge, bro, and the people need knowledge from people who come from the same walks of life that they journey through every day. Been there, done it, bro, and don't mind turning back and saying, hey, here go a roadmap that I discovered that freed me, because everyone is searching for peace, whether they want to admit it or not. You want peace in your life. Who wants peace every day? But you can't be scared to get on that path that's going to lead you to peace, because sometimes the path is not the most popular path.
Right.
You know, hell, if everybody doing it, goddamn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it ain't popular, especially now. It ain't going to be popular, you know. You got one world going out and one coming in. And the one that's going out ain't giving it up.
Yeah.
So he ain't going to make it popular for the second one that's coming, for the next one.
Okay.
Everything coming in is unpopular.
Okay. Well, look,
if you love this world and you conform into it, then it's more than likely you're not popular. Yeah. But you got to hold on. That's all.
That's right. Now, we ready to conclude this show, but I got to, since you said that, man, I'm going to have to extend it a little bit because one last subject, bro, then we're going to roll, right?
Uh-huh.
These latest politics, bro, with the president and the chaos and Sessions just stepped down at the president's request. The Russia probe. Look how close Beto O'Rourke came to beating Ted Cruz. Look how in Florida and Georgia, and now look, check this out, bro. Check this out. Now, before the voting went, they had you heard the robocall that was going out in Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they had the automated call, and they was trying to act like they were Oprah Winfrey, and they said, "This is Oprah Winfrey, the magical Negro, inviting all y'all to vote for my Negress." What's her name? Yeah. Abrams,
right?
For the governor of Georgia, right? Now that's a code. Whenever the what they call let's say white nationalists, quote, whenever they're afraid that something might not go their way, they would scare their own people with, black person is coming, and folks start coming out the woodworks like, man, wait, they could be asleep, whatever. All they got to do is say, if y'all don't move, a black person going to take this, and man, that's the code word. Mm-hmm. Get them humping. This political atmosphere is driving not the politicians, because Trump gonna be all right, and but it's the ones who can't, what's the proper term, who don't have critical thinking, like the guy who tried to go into the church in Kentucky, then just went to the Kroger's and shot 2 black people. In his mind, he thinking that this is his country and it's being taken away from him. That's a psychotic thought, because the Native Americans welcome you over here. Nobody don't have the power. Black folks don't have the power to take this country. When you dealing with people, so they scare them into thinking that, and then in their mind, they think they being a martyr to protect this country from the boogeyman, black man who, and it's like, man, you so far off. It doesn't make sense. But they stated that in this present climate, dealing with politics, they're afraid that if it continues, it might break out into a civil war.
All right. Well, there's a cold civil war going on right now already. Mm-hmm. Just haven't come to arms yet, right? So the thing is, how is one individual able to stoke that type of mentality into a mass of amount of people? Right. To the point where you can do things like these robocalls, and you can run for Congress and get on TV and just straight up call black people monkeys and so on and so forth. Man, there's so many outrageous acts that these people committing. But how can you do that and still be in power? And you still got this large amount of constituencies and all this other stuff. If it ain't already in the people, if it ain't already out there.
Right.
I mean, everybody thought that it was good because Obama ran for president, and racism was over with. That was the biggest farce that you can ever try to run on a society of people. Mm-hmm. And it goes back to putting preachers in front of a group of black people saying whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And playing on the God spirit and the God nature of people. But at some point, we got to say, man, look, we're going to skip over all the legalese masters that get on TV and start running their policies down and start writing things that affect my everyday life and start doing things that really supposed to benefit, maintain, and sustain our lives so that we can leave something for our children that they can have for the future, right?
That's right.
So I'm going to say it like Trump said, President Trump said, you got laws and you got common sense.
Right.
So you can render unto Caesar what's his. He made them laws. He came up with them rules. He came up with all that paperwork that says that you better follow it, and if you don't, we got guns that'll make you follow it.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. It's a fact.
Since it's based on the Bible, since it's based on some sort of righteousness, it's easy for us to be in line and in tune with society's rules and laws and regulations.
Right.
But when you start asking me to do something that's against my nature,
right,
then I think nature and common sense, like the president say, ought to supersede all the BS.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So don't come at me talking about you're going to shoot me down in the middle of the street and you shouldn't be punished for that. And I'm just supposed to continue to accept that.
Yeah, you're
don't
right.
come at me telling me that my great-great-great-great-grandparents were immigrants. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't
come at me telling me that I should accept less than what I'm supposed to have just because my skin ain't the color that you like.
Right.
There's a high degree of sickness that goes along with thinking that a person's character is based on the tone of his skin.
Yeah, that's
when skin don't do a damn thing. Skin tell you a little bit about where this person's nature came from, his heredity is, but that don't tell you too much more than that about the person. Just like the texture of your hair or how long your nails are, or you know what I'm saying, if you walk fast or walk slow.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with your individual person in this character.
Like that's gonna make you a genius, how just because you got long hair, okay, now you're a genius.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's laws and there's common sense. Right. Like the president said.
Right. Yeah. Hey, man, that's a subject that we'd have to get on another because it's too it's not too complicated, but it's too controversial. The Kanye West was too controversial for black people because you might have, let's say, a group of blacks, say in the inner city, or black youth who say, "Damn, you know what? I don't know, but I feel like it's something he's saying makes sense, right?" But then if they turn on to these shows and on TV talk shows, the radio talk shows, then they see black people that they was prominent, like say a Tyler Perry or a Roland Martin or something, who will speak ill or negatively against Kanye, then they be afraid to say what they really think because they don't want to be ostracized or deemed as the oddball, so they keep quiet. But they feel like 13th Amendment, trap those slavery. Yeah, well, why do we need the 13th Amendment if I'm free? But then you have a prominent black figure, say like a Steve Harvey or something, who says that don't touch that 13th Amendment, and they get confused.
There are laws and common sense, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we ain't never been citizens under these laws.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did say that the 13th Amendment is a trap door. It got a trap door in it, or some way he put it like that. Right. Because the second you commit a crime and you have an X on your back, you condemn as a slave for the rest of your life, in some sort of way and in some degree. Yeah. Not saying that you can't overcome your situation, because you can. Right. But you always be a convicted this and a convicted that. And in certain circles and in certain situations, you're going to be treated exactly like the X say you should be treated.
Right.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. I understand. So you're right. Hell,
you get an X, that means that you ain't supposed to have a certain kind of apartment. That means that you ain't supposed to have a certain kind of job. That means you ain't supposed to go certain places and certain places. That means that you can't even vote.
Right. But hell,
all these,
now about all atrocities that was committed in establishing this land, everybody should have an X on their back, bro. All the way from the president on down.
From the president on down, if you really look at what's been committed, the crimes have been the worst crime in history of time that's been committed ever was to rob our entire people of their identity and their God and their culture and their land.
Come on.
That was, now if we want to talk about convictions and wearing an X on your back and treating you like you ought to be treated for the rest, then that's the worst crime in worst crime ever.
Ever. Yeah, but you want to point the finger. That's why they get called hypocrites or what. How you gonna point the finger at somebody when yours was way worse, man? Come on.
It's bad because other countries are looking at this, and then you go to the UN and you say that this country over here is committing grave crimes against society. They're killing their own citizens and they criminals of the globe and however the terminology they use. But all of these countries looking at exactly what you're doing to black people and other people whatever you choose to do.
And they see
you running around doing regime change.
Right.
They see you running around contaminating the environment with all this crap you putting out there.
Right. Oh, man.
With no regards, you know what I'm saying? And if you can't say this kind of thing, you make up a law and the insurance companies want to allow a certain kind of drug to come through. If it get pushed out, they're going to push it out on other third world countries. And you think, see, we over here in America, we don't see what other countries see. It's like you're not looking at yourself.
Right.
You're only just condemning what the TV and the radio say condemn. But everybody else on the planet, including developed countries, are looking at what America is doing.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just a big bully.
Right. It's bullying the whole world, and
it's just a big bully. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then they will let you know.
They hoarding up people's gold. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They got people's money. They in debt in the trillions.
Yeah. That
means they owe other countries money. When you got a national debt, that means you owe other countries money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they like good luck collecting. And they steady rolling, and you're right, but these countries are getting upset. And the citizens are just like, hey, man, we just here. We didn't, why ask us, because it's supposed to be a government of the people, and we supposed to make the ultimate decisions and decide, and if you're citizens so-and-so. But come on, man. Even when they do these pollings, I don't get a phone call. Everybody I talk to, they don't call black folk and ask them what you feel or how you think about this and what should be done. They just do it. We don't know it till after it's done.
Right.
The people, the pillar of the people, what, man? They treat the people. Matter of fact, white folk, y'all got to realize you're slaves too, man. You're slaves in the system too, man.
That's the crime. That's the crime. That's the crime after the crime. You see what I'm saying? That's how sick it is to be a bigot. Is because somebody can step up and tell you that you ought to be taking a seat back. Only thing you need to worry about is hating at other people because they don't look like you.
Right.
And while you doing that, I would just collect everything out from under your feet and leave you where you at.
Yeah.
And I will be a 1% and leave you with the 85, the ones that you hate.
Yeah, for real. Uh-huh.
That's the crime after the crime. But it would take forever to try to convince them of that because they were bred into that.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Look at the pictures of the lynchings. Yeah. People standing back there smiling and waving and taking selfies while a man is hung off a tree for no reason at all. I mean,
yeah. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's kind of bred in. So, but it's true though. Yeah, I want you to go out here and get on your horse and ride your damn horse all through the goddamn night with torches and I want you to go get on the fields and go after these big buck niggas out here that trying to run away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
While I sit over here and
get these slave women pregnant.
Yeah, you Gentiles get out there and do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I ain't doing that shit. It got to be done. Somebody got to do it.
Yeah, somebody got to.
You know what I'm saying?
They hustling.
And I know you hate them people so fucking much. Excuse me. I know you hate them people so much that you gonna do it. All I got to do is call you.
That's it. And then you coming. Gonna risk your life and everything.
And you coming.
Leave your family behind because you finna go get this big buck, nigga, like you said.
You damn right.
You're a buck
For
coon,
pennies.
zip coon.
For pennies.
Pennies, bro.
Everything when you go home, you're going home to, I ain't got to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn. They got
After
played.
you did that big that big heroic act, you know what I'm saying? You going back and living just like the ones that you went and attacked and did that way.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And then you get all the blame.
Uh-huh.
You get all the credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
While I just, stock market. I need to stock market. I don't worry about stock market. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Shit. That's right.
Shit.
They get them people.
I'll be the brains, you be the brawn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we gonna work together. Yeah, but don't ask for too much now. You can't come to my golf course, and don't come to my country club now. You too dirty. You going back out in that field and we'll meet somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? You do the dirty work, and I'm just gonna collect. I'm gonna make sure you bring me mine because I know you feel bad.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna give you.
I'll make you feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you afraid, and I'm gonna make you afraid of them, and I'll make you feel bad about it. And if you don't know what the hell you just, you know what I'm saying? You're a pawn in the damn game too.
Pawn in the game too. You do good, we give you extra piece of chicken, give you 2 biscuits. We gonna get a slave 1.
You know what I'm saying? But it takes forever to try. It's hard enough trying to wake black people up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard as hell trying to wake us up.
You ain't lying, bro. Man. Hey, man, this been so real, bro. This is food for thought, knowledge that we need. Verpic Radio, special guest, Brother Marcus Mud, director, artist, rapper, producer. Man, so many titles goes up under this brother's name. Definitely check him out. Go to, this is A-Tone Productions.
AToneProductions.com. Check us out.
AToneProductions.com. Check us out. Be on the lookout for the soundtrack for Everyday People, the movie part 1, 2, and 3. We getting ready to wrap up part 4. Y'all stay tuned. Shout out to Brother Low Key, Brother Jamal, Pebbles, the whole staff of Everyday People, and the actors and actress who's been in the movie and playing in the movie and all the support, man. It wouldn't be nothing without y'all, man. Trust me. I appreciate it. Verpic Radio. We out.
Peace.
Yeah.